Some gold-plated chains would make a nice retirement gift for a very, very good slave. Well,
Are you serious?
Well, this was written.
Are you serious?
This was written years ago.
Did you just write that?
I didn't write it.
Did you just say that?
No, I read it, yes.
You read that?
I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
This is cool. So the news, we're going to talk about
That's
the news.
what I
So we have business news. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg is facing a $1 billion tax bill this year. Now that's
He pays $1 billion in taxes?
in tax. That's a lot of money.
Good problem to have, right,
Yeah,
Tom?
that's not bad.
God damn.
Absolutely. $1 billion.
$1 billion, that's more than my dad made in his lifetime.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. This guy's carping about that. In the airport, I met Matlock.
Matlock is Andy Griffin.
Yeah, Andy, he used to call himself Andy Griffin. Now he goes by Ben Matlock.
He really calls himself Ben Matlock.
But I went into the airport and he was in there, and you know the bookstores they have in the airports?
Yeah, sure.
So he's in there. He's reading one of them big thick books. You know, smart guy. You know. So I'm standing over there. I'm leafing through a Jughead comic. I see him over there. So I think to myself, I say, hey, I'm going to sidle up beside old Ben Matlock.
Yeah.
And I'm going to grab one of them big books myself. He didn't have to know nothing.
Sure.
Pretty soon we get in a conversation. We start talking, and I find out how he ever solved that case where Claude Akins killed. You remember, anyways. Whatever. I wanted to talk to him.
Right. Uh-huh.
So take 10 minutes. I'm talking to him. He's very friendly, very outgoing, and everything like that. And it was really nice. Then all of a sudden I realized it wasn't Ben Matlock at all.
Really? It's not Andy Griffith?
Yeah, just some old man. And now, don't you think that this guy has a moral, responsibility to tell people instantly that he's not Matlock?
I don't know.
Does he
That's a good
actually
question.
I don't know why people are gay. You don't know. Do you know why you're heterosexual? You don't know why.
No, I don't know. Wow.
Maybe the abnormal gene would be hetero.
That's true. Hey, maybe the normal gene would be those
Maybe
ladies
it would be normal to be gay.
that cut their cocks into vaginas.
No, if you're looking to make it in standard television, you're not going the right route.
No.
You're not going the right route here.
Once I get on Hulu.
You're not sending this tape to CBS, are you?
No, once I get on Hulu, the whole act changes. No, do you know that you are a cis male? Have you ever heard of that term?
A cis male?
Cis male. C-Y-S-M-A-L-E. So what it means is that you are a man. You're born a man.
Well, as far as you know.
As far as I know. And you identify yourself as a man.
Yes.
That's a cis male.
Now, I don't understand. Where does that... Is this a new phrase?
Yes, it's a way of marginalizing a normal person.
We're running out of time, but I would be remiss here if I didn't bring up something. People have been bothering me about this for months and months. People come on the
Bob
show
Uecker.
and they say, the next time you see Norm Macdonald, he's got some tremendous stories about the great Bob Uecker. Now, do you have a story you can tell us about Bob Uecker? Voice of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, Bob Uecker is one of my best friends. He's a great man. I know Artie told a story when he was here, and Bob was not too thrilled with that. But
It's Artie Lang you're talking
Artie
about.
Lang, yeah. But Bob is a very, very funny man, and I often go in the booth with him, you know.
Oh, sure.
So one time we were there, and John Fogerty was in the audience. You know, a fortunate son, you know. So John Fogerty was there. So Bob Uecker is a very interesting guy. He thinks of everybody as the same. He doesn't think of people as stars or anything like that. He's a very down-to-earth guy. So he was talking to me. He says, "Hey, man, you know that guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's John Fogerty, rock and roll singer." So I go, yeah, I know who it is. He goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "But I played in a golf tournament with him." He goes, "You probably think of him as some that likes to bite the heads off of chickens, but this guy can."
That's exactly how I think of him.
This guy can get it out of the sand trap like nobody's business. So he goes, he's got a hell of a set of pipes on him. He goes, come the 7th inning stretch, I'll have him up here. He'll sing for you. So I said, no, Bob, don't do that. Like, don't have him come up and sing for me, please, you know. He goes, what's matter, man? Don't you even know who he is? He got all mad. So I go, yes, Bob, I know who he is. He did Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, he did all that. Why is there an app for everything except how to rape a baby?
Jesus.
All joking aside, I know you love to joke, Bob Dole, you know, but that guy, he's a war hero, you know?
Yeah.
He gave his arm for his country. You know, he went through all these debilitating injuries during the war for his country. It was great. And in all fairness, though, Bill Clinton also, he had a kind of some war injuries.
Really?
You know? Yeah. When he was in England there during the Vietnam War, I heard he had a bad injury. He burned his mouth on a bong.
Really?
Of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he still occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know. You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. And here I am, you know, I look out, I see President Bill Clinton, you know, I see Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, you know, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, you know, broadcast legend Larry King, you know, pornographer Larry Flint, you know, Dick Morris. The list is starting to drop off a little, folks, but still, you get the idea. It's daunting. Show you how they go. Michigan, so you can do it to the camera or you can do it to me. It doesn't matter who you do it to. Michigan man Curtis Peterson received a 15-year prison sentence for having sex with his pet pit bull. What's that, lassie? Woof, woof. Grandpa got stuck in a well? Woof, woof. Oh, you got raped. They say the world's a smaller place than it used to be, but I think that's an optical illusion based on me becoming a big fat guy.
It's only now, if people were to Google a picture of Savile, knowing that he was a horrible pedophile and general all-round rotten person, that you would look at it and you go, of course. I mean, now you look at it, yes, that makes perfect sense. I mean, with these like weird, he would wear like weird. About the pedophile. He would wear things a bit like this.
I knew the bit about the pedophile, but I didn't know about the all-around bad person part.
Yes, well, I suddenly realized that I couldn't remember all of his crimes.
There's Charles Woodson. How about that? And what a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case, all bets are off. Just a word of advice.
Have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste. Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'll do. In San Francisco? Yeah. No. So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it. Yeah, it's warm up. They love that. And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And
I just wondered. I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and oh yeah, he loves cock. You know? This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to you.
Oh, Tom Segura talked about a great story that he had heard from you that you got to witness live. It's so many people are sharing their great Norm Macdonald stories, and it's so many, and I want to hear them all because it's sad that he's gone, and he was so damn funny, and it's nice to revisit all these amazing stories.
So I was 17. It was 1997, and I think it's possible I was 18, whatever. I'm a teenager. I'm still in high school. It's 1997, and Iowa City, the place where the University of Iowa is, it's not the Iowa State Fair, as Tom said in the thing, and a lot of people are reposting. It's not the Iowa State Fair. It's Iowa City. They had a thing at Hancher Auditorium, which is where they would have like touring plays and like musicals, and it's a big the fanciest auditorium like in Iowa City. It's for Cats and Rent and various things like that. And they had an event called Family Night at Hancher presents Saturday Night Live. So it was comedy sports opening or whatever the equivalent of that was. Then Daryl Hammond doing his Bill Clinton stuff. Then Jim Brewer kind of got a little bit edgy, talked about booze. And then Norm Macdonald closed the show in this 2,000-seat theater filled with old people and little kids and people there with their families. And the first joke Norm tells as he walks out, and I say in the thing, and I'll say it to you again, like, I don't do an impression of Norm, but he says, I used to be married and I used to jack off to porn more than I fucked my wife. I saw this one porn is a beautiful woman gets fucked by a pig, and like people are like lining out. Like they said in the paper the next day, he walked 80% of the thing, and he's like, hey, you imagine you see that woman and you ask her out on a date, she says no, and she fucks pigs for a living. The people just like fucking streaming out of there. You're like, now imagine you're that pig and you're to fuck a beautiful woman, and the doctor says cut, you gotta go back to fucking your big fat pig wife. Like in the newspapers in Iowa the next day, there were political cartoons where he has like a shepherd's hook around his neck. He had a political cartoon. He got disinvited from a golf outing the next day, and this was like 97. So in 2017, they did the 20-year anniversary thing for it, and this reporter from the Cedar Rapids Gazette, it's still online. People have sent me the article. Like, you know, people are talking about this thing. I'm quoted in the thing that are talking about it like Tom's described it as like they were talking about a war. But yeah, they're talking about like this night, like it was like this traumatic thing. And my mom was like, she texted me or was messaging me about it because she's like, and I messaged all those boys, like my high school friends that I went with. I went with my mom and like two high school friends. My mom was like, and I messaged their mothers afterwards to let them know that they were going to hear some things, and that, but I was like chaperoning. It was considered like a pretty big deal. At least it was in my little world as a teenager, you know, who I loved Norm. Oh, and then like, this is like 97, and so the internet is just garbage at this point. But I went to like a Norm Macdonald fan page, and people were like, we heard about this thing. Was anybody there? And so like I felt so cool being like I was there, and so I scanned in my program and like all the stuff that I had, and the guy was like, "Big thanks to Mike in Iowa for sending me this stuff," and I felt so cool that I got like a shout out on this Norm Macdonald like Angel Fire page. You know,
way back, man. That's a great joke, by the way. Though, what an awesome
I mean,
joke.
it's the first stand-up show. I don't know if I mentioned this. It's the first show I ever went to, and there's no YouTube or anything, so all I can see of stand-up is late night sets, Comedy Central, and then like buying an album every now and then, which was always just pure filth to my ears. Like you get like a Martin Lawrence tape or an Adam Sandler CD. It's just like, wow, they're so dirty. So I just assumed that if you go to these things, like they're just the filthiest fucking things ever. I thought
Comedy
it was amazing.
in the 90s. Album comedy in the 90s was a lot of sketch. Like Sandler was sketch more than stand up, like the more popular things I recall.
And you would think that as influential as Sandler was, more people would have done sketch albums, but the only people doing sketches on albums are fucking rappers.
Yeah, Eminem.
Yeah. Kanye.
That stuff. Ken Kniff. That was like the Eminem album. I remember it was like, "I'm Ken Kniff." Like he had a weird voice. I can't do the voice. Sorry, everyone, you had to deal with that. But holy shit, though, your first stand-up experience ever, the audience were running for the doors. Did that make you go, "I want to be a stand-up comedian"?
It felt like such an outlaw type of thing. I think that I always wanted to, or always wondered if I could, but it just, where would you do it? You know, like, where? Because like I talked to people from Chicago. I'm talking to you about this tomorrow on my own show, but like I'm picturing like Josh Cheney and different people who grew up in Chicago who knew that as soon as they were turning 21 that they wanted to do stand-up, and they knew where to do it. I had none of that in Muscatine, Iowa. And then in Iowa City, there was no comedy scene in Iowa City, like at the University of Iowa. So it's like, there's literally one place that has a comedy night when I'm like a junior, and I'm like, if that host graduates, then I might ask if I can do it. That's how it's fucking started.
You know, that's interesting because I mean, I've heard that enough, but I was reading a Norm Macdonald article this morning. It was an interview that he did, and he was talking about just coming up as a stand-up and why he thought Canadian comedians were so good. Because the way we think Chicago comedians are better than New York and LA in a lot of sense, like where you start off at, it's like you start off in Chicago, you kind of have an edge because there was no industry in Canada. He's like, none of us thought we'd be on TV or anything like that, or write for shows or whatever. We just wanted to be the funniest stand-ups we could be because there really wasn't a scene where he was. And then he, obviously went down to Toronto and stuff like that. Went to Yuck Yucks and all those clubs. Or was it Edmonton? I can't remember what city. And then he went to, obviously New York and LA and all that stuff. But like, it's crazy that when there isn't anything there, your expectations are so low. Your environment really matters so much. That's why I think me and you texted about this. I mean, we're getting a little off gears here, but when people talk about Hollywood nepotism being a problem, I don't think it's any bigger problem as like nepotism in the plumbers union. I think it's your environment. If your parents are Hollywood famous, or not even famous, but work in Hollywood, you grew up thinking I could do that too. Right. But if you grew up in a blue collar neighborhood like that I grew up in, like real working class, and you tell your friends, I want to act one day, they'll all be like, "Oh, Killian wants to fuck people's dads." Like they'll think you're like a pussy. They'll think you're like a little bitch. No, because nobody does that. That's just not the world. It's not your environment.
Yeah. And also it's like, you're telling them, I want to raise above my station, and I feel that I am more talented than the rest of you in a way.
Very true. Yeah, you kind of give that off. But so you grew up in Iowa. You're like, I don't think this is a thing you could do. But I'm sure seeing Norm that night made you think, damn, that dude literally said whatever the hell he wanted. How cool was that?
There was something very awesome about it. It was also a lesson to me that you can be awesome at something and have 80% of the people hate it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember thinking anything bad about it. I thought it was cool from start to finish. And the fact that my mom was like freaked out about it was probably helpful.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if my mom was like, I remember when my mom was like, I kind of like this song. Who is it? And it was Pearl Jam. And I was like, shut up. Like, you're not allowed to like, because she used to do this thing where she'd be like, I'd be listening to like a Nirvana album, and she'd be like, you better take this back to the store. I think it's broken. Like, and that was like her joke, but I loved it because I didn't want, you don't want your mom to like the music that you're into, or it's like whack. But in Tom's thing when he was talking about the story that I loved, that I've thought about a lot in the past since yesterday, was how the comedians deferred to him. Some of the biggest, like SNL produces, obviously, some of the biggest comedy stars in the world, and how people like Sandler and Rock and whoever else, like I'm sure Conan also would defer to him in comedic situations because they didn't care who the biggest box office star was. They knew that he was the fucking funniest dude.
Yeah.
And so many like great people mentioned like Turd Ferguson, which is so
those were
great.
the best. All the Jeopardy stuff.
The Jeopardy stuff, the Conan couches when he rips on the woman from Melrose Place, I want to say.
Corny Thorne Smith she was plugging a movie, and he just could not stop trashing what the movie
Chairman of the board,
Because Carrot Top was in it too, and all it was so funny. And the Moth story, legendary. Just he had such a great style. I love Norm Macdonald's style because I don't know, I'm very comfortable on stage, but every now and then I think to myself, if there's a little bit of too much quiet, I sense I'm like one of those drummers that will just speed it up sometimes when it's like, dude, you gotta stand beat. And I feel myself like if it's not going exactly the way it should, you know, where I'm like, oh, these jokes aren't hitting the way they should. I'll catch myself speeding up my delivery a little bit because I really want to grab them. And it works a lot of times. But when I listen to the playback, I'm like, oh man. But then I see Norm, and that dude could just calmly sit in it, knowing that the punchline is going to do what the punchline's supposed to do. Dry, I guess you'd use the word, but the word dry, sometimes I feel like people use like, oh, real dry wit. I'm like, dry is great. I'm a fan of a dry wit.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was selling you anything. That's dry.
Good call.
Of course, the big news yesterday, people want to hear, of course, Norm Macdonald. Oh, my God. What a bummer. That was a bummer. He died from cancer. He had cancer for 9 years and didn't tell anybody, which is a very Norm thing to do, I think. He didn't want anybody kind of judging him differently, looking at him differently. So he pretty much told, I think, nobody that's what the dealio was. It's weird over the years. You look, and now that you know, you could see there were sometimes he was really heavy in the face, like maybe he was taking some kind of a steroid drug or some shit. Then other times he was really skinny. But, you know, fucking Norm. No one thought anything bad about it. He didn't say anything. But he indeed had cancer and died yesterday. Terrible, because one of the comics that just, didn't give a shit what anybody thought. Didn't give a shit what anyone thought. He just wanted to be funny, and he was, and didn't hold back because he thought someone's feelings might be hurt or it might be embarrassing. Some of his stuff is embarrassing to watch, not for him. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassed for the people that are there, that he keeps going at it. One of the famous clips from The View very early on when Bob Wouters used to host it, and he just wouldn't stop calling the Clintons murderers and calling Bill Clinton a murderer. And they're trying to stop him. They're trying to change the subject, and he just won't have it. He will just keep saying it. Oh, manslaughter. He's like, it's so ruthless and funny, and they are genuinely getting pissed at him.
I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers?
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little
darling.
too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice. Okay?
Oh, are you? Shut up.
Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
No,
we don't need
I
to
don't
talk
want to get
about
into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on
He
with
is
it.
being hilariously funny.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing,
Why?
Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm not going to ask the next
I
question.
thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up. Look,
Okay.
let me do this.
She's
okay?
literally telling him to shut up.
See, I think we should get the...
The greatest part about, and this is, Norm always looked like it was just happenstance, whatever, the way he would talk and deliver stuff. It was such a great delivery he had because it looked very natural. And I don't know, I guess to some point it was. But the way he sits there and lets them get the shit out. He wasn't constantly going, oh, what? He's a murderer, and talking over them. He would stop. He did stop. And they would just keep going and telling him to shut up, letting them think he's going to shut up now because he hasn't said anything. And then, what? I thought it was a matter of record. Oh, my God. Like, he didn't fucking stop at all. He's doubling down every time. It's so good. He just one of the greats. It sucks when a guy like Norm, very funny, irreverent, doesn't give a fuck, when we lose guys like that. Because there's so few these days. And then you see some of the comics that like, oh, this is great. Not great. I mean, some of them had problems with Norman. I have more respect for the ones that actually voice their problems. But you see other ones that are like, oh, we lost such a great comedy guy today. And then you look, and these people have been just trying to get other comics canceled for their material. And Norm was, he was beyond canceling. He was fired from SNL because the boss over there was an OJ fan. I don't know why. I guess because he was something to do with the Wide World of Sports. He came up with the Wide World of Sports show, and he met OJ and was friends with him. And when all the OJ murdering people thing happened, and Norm would not leave it alone. And the story goes that they were constantly faxing Saturday Night Live from the West Coast, where this guy was, and saying, no more OJ jokes. Just stop it. And every time, Norm would crumble it up, throw it in the pail, go out and do OJ fucking jokes on the Weekend Update. And then when OJ was acquitted, he sent another fax and said, well, with his acquittal, it's over. Do not do any more OJ jokes or you'll be fired. And he goes fucking right out there and says, it's now legal to murder in the state of California. The big picture OJ. And that was it. That was the last of Norm Macdonald doing Weekend Update until, they brought him back to host the show, which is another great thing, where Norm just goes into how he was fired for not being funny enough, but now he's back hosting. And how did he get so funny over that period of time? Everything is great. I went on a Norm Macdonald watching binge, and watching all those clips of him on Conan O'Brien and on Letterman were so good. They knew how to deal with Norm. Just let him go. Just let him go and kind of feign that you're a little disturbed by what he's talking about. Larry King even got Norm. He even got how funny Norm was. He had him on the show a few times. And one of the funniest things when Norm is on Larry, try to find that one. Norm's on Larry talking about how deeply closeted he is. I'm a deeply closeted homosexual. It's so fucking good. Because even Larry's confused, and then he gets it and starts fucking laughing because it's hilarious. It's just Norm is
Something
fucking great.
people don't know about you.
I'm a deeply closeted gay guy.
No kidding.
Well, I'm not coming out, though.
Wait a minute. What are you revealing here today?
I'm not revealing anything. I'm saying I'm deeply closeted.
Well, that means you're gay.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Why would I say that? I'm deeply closeted.
No, but that means you're very, very gay, but you don't want to come out. You're so closeted.
That I refuse to say I'm gay.
Right.
Exactly.
But doesn't that mean you're gay?
Hey, easy, buddy.
Something people...
And then Norm just starts laughing because that's hilarious. You're so deeply closeted that you're almost anti-gay, you know? Hey. Oh, God. But those were, that was an interview with Norm. Just so fucking funny. I did have the pleasure many years ago on Sirius XM to sit down with Norm, have an interview with him on the Opie and Anthony show with Jimmy, and it was really cool. That was a great time having him right there in front of you talking. It's just Norm with his Norm voice and telling stories. He told the moth joke, which just goes on forever, and it's a simple fucking moth drawn to a light punchline at the end. A lot of his bits just would go on and on and on, and the payoff was always hysterical because it was Norm, and he just had that great fucking delivery. Such a shame. God, I can't imagine. He was getting pretty spiritual in the past few years. You'd see on Twitter, he would talk about things and life in general and life and death. He had some cancer humor in his act, and the whole thing about battling, and it's not a battle. Cancer just wins. And then it's like, no, it doesn't really win because when you die, the cancer dies, so it's kind of a draw. And I guess that came out of him being diagnosed like 9 years ago. But he was doing his show and living life, having a good time. So that's pretty cool. But again, there's so few of these guys left that are willing to put everything out like that and not give a flying fuck what anyone says, especially the industry people or the woke, the people that want to cancel other people. He was totally against that, and that was a good thing. So yesterday really sucked when it came to that news. Let me see what the fuck. Boop. Lee, what's up?
Hey, Anthony, we're all very excited about you moving to one of the southern states.
Oh, I couldn't be happier. Now I'm looking at California with that
Compound
bullshit.
South, a.k.a. Plantation Media. But the big question on everyone's mind is, does this signify the return of the Wrangler?
Oh, the Wrangler, my old CB handle. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll get me a horse and ride around. I enjoyed horseback riding, and
are you gonna change your urban attire, and become more native?
No, I think it'll be I don't know, Tony Two Vests, Tony Two Chaps. I'll just Tony Two Spurs. Yeah, I maybe I'll get a horse. I got enough land. I'll get a horse.
Anthony, you were talking about Norm Macdonald there. One of my favorite clips of his was on Conan.
Yeah.
He was on there with the actress. I think it was Courtney Thorne-Smith.
Oh, God, so funny.
You remember that? He
Yeah.
was on there plugging her movie with Carrot Top.
Carrot Top. He fucking was brutal. And it's hard.
That?
He's sitting next to a beautiful girl, Courtney Thorne-Smith. And it's hard enough to just be funny in front of a pretty girl like that. But he's not only being funny, he's trashing her. And it's so against the normal thing that people in Hollywood do and like people do in front of pretty girls. I don't think Courtney Thorne-Smith ever heard anybody talk to her like that. And it was so good. We'll rack it up so we can play it when we're done with your fine call, Lee.
Well, yeah, I remember. Well, if you're gonna play it, I don't want to spoil it. But I remember he was saying, "Oh, if it's a movie with Carrot Top, you know what it's gonna be called? Box Office Poison."
Well, that's one of the jokes. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Yeah, that clip is just great. He makes everyone so uncomfortable.
What's the movie going to be called?
Well, I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
She's in it. What about my career? Courtney Thorne-Smith, the girl sitting to your left, is in the movie.
I'm going to go see it for
How do you steer everybody else away?
No, I love this girl. I would see any movie with this girl in it. She's a beautiful lady and a talented, nice talk show guest.
As evidenced by her appearance on our rival show. All right, well, there's this 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place. There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Just destroyed.
We're going to take a break now. We're
So
gonna have
fucking
Collective
good.
Soul and-
God damn. Challenges him. Yeah, come up with something for that. Oh, boy, does he ever. Oh, God. So goddamn funny, man. There's so many clips online. You could spend days on end watching Norm Macdonald being hilariously funny. And I would highly recommend you do that. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing these days. If something happens, there's plenty of material. But Norm will be missed. That is for sure. Anthony, Long Island. Is this a paradox? Am I talking to myself? What's up, man?
Yes. I'm a younger, handsomer version.
Ah, it's possible.
No, I'm teasing. So, yeah. What happened yesterday? Chris Roach, Ronkonkoma, did a better appearance than that shit show we were watching yesterday. I do agree. Maybe they will pinpoint the day they find a spot in that fucking guy's lung. Oh my God, he's so fucking annoying, dude.
You didn't enjoy the guys, Aaron and Gino, sitting in for me yesterday? Come on.
I like Aaron because I'm with Aaron. That fucking drunk really needs to get his shit together or be kicked off the venue. And I hope Aaron sticks with that. But,
I
dude,
can't imagine. Every time I've had Aaron, Gino on the show, I've had a great time.
I know you like him. We all know you like him because you tell us every day how much you love the great Gino Bisconti.
Yes, I do.
But he annoys the shit out of the rest of us that don't watch in hot order from 11 to 12, whatever it is.
Oh, see? He's not a...
I'm sure he's going to come in now, so I hope he's listening. Drink your juice, read your stupid book, play with your cat, get into a car accident. Thank you.
Wow. What a fan. Big Gino fan right there. Obviously, yeah, gay feelings for him. That's always what happens. He's gay.
Clearly having a hard time pushing it down, you know?
Yeah. Oh, God, he's deeply closeted. Larry King. So what are you saying here? Like Larry thought he had an exclusive. No, hey, fella. He just walked right into it. Oh, that was another thing he could do. Just get people to walk right into what he needed them to do to deliver a great punchline. One of the greatest jokes ever. I mean, we've heard it before, but if you could pull that one up on Dennis Miller's show, the gay pride, because this was I heard this so many years ago, and to this day it still makes me laugh because it's delivered perfectly, just perfectly by Norm. Anyone else could tell this joke. It would probably be funny, but it's that Norm delivery that just makes this joke what it is.
Like in
Hilarious.
stand-up, I'll do jokes that are like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'd
In San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay.
Is there a better copy of that? It's a little staticky. It's like the many hairstyles of Norm Macdonald. He had the curly thing, then he had the little fro for a while. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed like that copy was off maybe a VHS tape. Old school. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, here we go.
Have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste.
Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'd
in
do.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's warm up. They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, "Hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock." You know? This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to you. You're gonna be proud.
To watch
And fucking,
the maturation of you as
Dennis Miller is just like another one of those. You see so many of the show hosts when he's doing an interview kind of bury their head in their hand like, oh, because even then was like, I probably shouldn't be laughing about this. A lot of gay people and trans people were posting anti-norm stuff yesterday. And it's like, shut the fuck up. That's funny. I don't care who the fuck you are. God damn, that is fucking funny. But, you know, no one's got a sense of humor anymore. Everyone has to belong to a little victim group. So you're not really allowed to talk about anything. You know, you're not even allowed to discuss homosexuality in a humorous way, or transgender people in a humorous way, race, nothing. So you either throw those rules out the fucking window and put everything on the table to be joked about, or you just live in a world where you don't think comedy exists. And go about your business being in your little victim groups. Because, you know, it's where you belong. Fuckers. Hey, Zach, what's up, man?
The O&A forum trolled Seth Simons in a long, prolonged, in-depth, they really got him. All those articles right up.
Let me, I saw some of this. Louis J. Gomez tweeted something about it. So I went and looked at the link, and it's very long. So I might read into it a little later. But yeah, they got that fucking Seth Simmons guy, whatever, and made him, you know, they trolled him. They made him think they were allies and helping him out with his stories on how to get comics and fuck people over, and it was all a big ruse. So I'm Apostle Gate. My time as a double agent of cancel culture. There you go. Thomas Apostle. Yeah, they were on the O&A, one of the O&A fucking things, forums. And they roped him in to trusting them. and got him to write some fake shit. Yeah, got him to post some. He's an asshole too. Norm wrote about him. What was that whole thing? He was talking about. I don't remember what the fucking context was, but he said something like, "Oh yeah, the guy does bird poetry or something, spoken bird." Disgusted. He does spoken bird. There it is. Oh right, when Shane Gillis was thrown off of SNL. Hey Shane, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine how you must feel. The work it takes to get to the show and have it snatched away by some guy who does spoken bird poetry. Unacceptable. Please DM me, pal. When you have a moment, I'm so sorry. Like, wow. You know, he understands what it's like to be canceled for your jokes. At least he had a chance, though. He was actually on there. I used to hear all the stories about how Norm would save his bottles of piss in his office on SNL. People would come in and there'd just be bottles of his own urine in Snapple bottles stacked up against the wall. I don't know. Most brilliant people are a little eccentric, a little crazy. You know, that's what it is. Oh, thank you, Zach. Wasn't really. If you want to read it, up on that, you feel free to do that. What else did we have?
You know, traditionally, we all kind of perform alike.
Yeah.
You know, even though, and you have a real different cadence and structure. And because there is that comedy, people go to a comedy show, and in my day, you used to talk about commercials and airlines and things like. But it was always that if you didn't listen to what they were saying, there's also that rhythm, which I don't like anymore on traditional sitcoms. People are talking like they don't talk in life. So when you hear something fresh and new, it really sticks out. But again, people don't identify it as great at the beginning, I guess, like your parents.
Yeah,
but the other comics did.
Yeah, other comics just knew it was different, and that I didn't waste any time. You know, when you tell a story, you can have 5 minutes without a laugh, and people are still interested in the story. But when you're telling little one-liners, you're kidding me.
No! We just found out that Norm Macdonald passed away. Oh, my God. I love Norm Macdonald.
He's young, and there it goes.
I don't know what to say.
Me either. That was breaking news, but you'll know now when you listen to this when we recorded it. Oh, I'm just heartbroken.
Jesus.
I love Norm. Norm is from my home country, Canada, and from my home club, Yuck Yucks. And I've worked with him many times. Do you know Norm?
Yeah, we worked together on Last Comic Standing. I took the job because I wanted to work with Norm Macdonald, and we fought every day.
You fought with him?
We not like getting, but we would joke back and forth with each other, and it took a little while for us to gel. You know, that he would say something and I would make fun of it, and he was like, "Why is the host making fun of the judge?" Keenan Ivory Wayans,
Right.
Roseanne, they were all like, "Why is he being mean to us?" And that was just the way I did things.
Right.
But I was thrilled to be able to work with Norm Macdonald and get to know him a little bit. Huge influence on me of just, if you believe in the joke, the audience doesn't have to necessarily,
right?
Because you get it. Like his Weekend Update was
amazing,
legendary to me, and just one of the greatest of all time. I don't. These don't affect me that often, but this is a tough.
This is a. What does it say? I didn't read it. What did he die from? Somebody in the control. What did he pass from?
It was cancer.
Has he been sick?
Cancer?
9 years.
He's had 9 years of cancer.
I had no idea. I know he had like a heart surgery or something a while
Of
ago.
what? Cancer of what?
He kept it a secret from his family and friends.
From what did he have cancer of?
We're looking at it right now.
Oh my God!
So not even his family knew.
I wish I'd been nicer to him.
9 years ago. How many years ago did you do Last Comic Standing?
It feels like yesterday. It sucked so bad, but I want to say 2013, 2012, maybe. So yeah,
he already had cancer.
He was making his comeback at that point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Norm had one of the funniest stories he ever told on the Tonight Show about his father. Do you know about his father and Bill Cosby?
No.
No, not his. He told this on the Tonight Show. He told a story. It's one of my favorite stories because it's real. Again, Bill Cosby was on SNL as a guest host when Norm was there, and he tells a story about his dad got him into comedy. Norm Macdonald's dad would sit him down every time there was a comedian on the Tonight Show or wherever. He would sit him down and make him watch, and they would watch Cosby together. Cosby stand up, and they would laugh. That was his father and him bonding moment, and maybe the reason he got into comedy. So when Cosby was on the show, he went up and he said, "Mr. Cosby, you know, I just want to tell you that I think you're the reason I'm in comedy. You are my dad's favorite comedian, and he used to make me sit down in front of the TV and watch you, and that's what inspired me to go into comedy, but you're his favorite." And Cosby says to him, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "I'm from Ottawa, Canada." And Cosby says, "I'm playing Ottawa. I'm on tour. I'm going to be playing Ottawa in 2 weeks. Give me your dad's number. I'll call him, and I'll bring him to the show." And Norm goes, "That's amazing." He goes, "What's his number?" And he wrote down his number, and then he walked away and he started sweating. And one of his friends said to him, "What's wrong, Norm?" He goes, "Well, I told him that story. And then once he said, I'm going to call him, I was too uncomfortable to tell him my father died 5 years ago." So I just wrote down a bullshit number, and that's it. And they go, "How could you do that, Norm?" 2 weeks goes by. Norm is sitting in his office. They get a call. They said, "Norm, Bill Cosby is on line 2. This is 2 weeks later, and he picks up the phone and he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "Listen, I'm in Ottawa and your dad's not answering. They said that this number is disconnected that you gave me. What is his number?" And I can't remember for the life of me the end of the story, but Norm was stuck on the phone and he didn't want to say, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that he's dead." Like, at what point do you kind of break this to Bill Cosby? It was one of the funniest, real, uncomfortable, and that kind of comedy is the kind of comedy that when people are uncomfortable. And when Norm Macdonald told that real life story, it's really funny, but oh my God, his father's dead. He's in a, it's
How
like,
do you get out of that? Yeah.
Yeah, there was no way.
Was there an ending?
I can't remember the ending, and I wasn't prepared for this story, and I remember I hear it a lot. I'm just kind of bowled over by the loss of somebody younger than me, too.
That made me think of a Norm Macdonald story he had told about having Rodney Dangerfield on SNL. He was just going to come and do a weekend update, a little bit about not getting respect. And Norm had an assistant who just had one joke he told. It's an off-color joke. I'll tell it anyway. He said a gay guy goes to his roommate. He says, "Hey, I'm going to hide, and if you can find me, I'll suck your dick." And he goes, "Well, what if I can't find you?" And he goes, "I'll be behind the couch." And he told that to everyone. And he has the assistant. He's like, "Tell Rodney the joke." And he tells Rodney the joke, and Rodney doesn't laugh at all. And he goes, "I got to tell you, kid, I'm not much for jokes." And Norm thought that was the Rodney Dangerfield, like Mr. Joke.
I know.
Would be like, "I'm not much for jokes."
I love
loved
that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love the stories. I cannot believe.
61.
So young, but he's been sick for 9 years and nobody knew.
Great.
See, this is a well-oiled machine.
No, listen, I'd say no to podcasts all the time. I would not be here if I didn't respect the hell out of you and, of course, you're
Well,
dad
that
as
means
well.
that means
and,
a lot.
And want to do this. I just can't believe I came here to find out Norm Macdonald died. Like, that's a gut punch.
It really is a gut punch, and it kind of, I'll be totally honest with you, it is a gut punch that kind of brought my mood down because, he is somebody, and even doubly because to not know that he was sick, I feel like I would have wanted to be there for him, or at least, but maybe it's his choice.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about death a lot, and that I'm sure he went out the way that he wanted to. I'm thinking about the assholes in the booth over there who were like, "Let's flash this on the screen during a podcast."
Yeah, who is the asshole?
That was Rich. I was for sure Rich.
Was that you?
It was like, this will be
Alex?
Yeah, no, we thought you might want to talk about it or get it up like this week because it means a lot to the comedy world.
Yeah, surprise us with that and let us react in real time. That's great.
Oh my God, that is a gut punch. We love you, Norm. We love your comedy. He was a good human being. He was somebody that I think we're all going to miss.
100%. I mean, one of the greatest of all time, and
he really is.
This only like solidifies his legacy. I think that people will.
I thought he was really treated unfairly at SNL when he was fired. There was no reason to fire him.
I think he pushed the buttons that he knew that if he kept doing this, he was going to get fired. It was all the OJ jokes, but I think he went out on his own terms, and I think that's kind of what made him a legend. The fact that he never had the huge hit sitcom, he didn't become Seinfeld, I think added to his legend. that I think he had an amazing career, and his comedy output is unparalleled. That he'll never be forgotten.
Do you struggle with inspiration then by the time that you're hitting the notes for, 2 years or 18 months of hitting notes?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I've done I have a lot of topics. My last special, Firing the Maternity Ward, I ended with like a 15-minute joke about taking a friend to get an abortion. Where I was like, if I thought of a great abortion joke now, I wouldn't put it in the new hour because that's just done for me. Do I have jokes about killing babies in every single hour? Yes, I do. That will always be evergreen to me. But I miss those days in the beginning where there was no subject you had tackled yet. So you could just write about anything. Now I kind of have to find, what are those little gems? It's like mining, when you're running out of gold.
Is it getting harder or easier?
Yeah, harder. Oh, it's absolutely getting harder. Yeah.
Because I know you covered part of that in what we were talking about before, but I would think the amount of confidence that you have somewhere would make it easier. Not necessarily start over at the bottom of the mountain immediately after you've done the special and you realize I've got 18 months of work ahead that's going to be, I think, like grueling, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like work that's when you think of the next special after this one, and I put you at the bottom of the mountain, the feeling that sweeps over you is what?
Disbelief. Like, I don't believe it's ever actually going to happen. It's not like something that I'm like, oh, I can visualize the process of what it's going to take to get back into shape. Like, I can't even visualize it. I talk about retirement at the end of every tour because I almost have to mentally to get through it. But it's that scratching around and finding one new joke. Once there's one new joke, then I'm like, oh, fuck, this is brilliant. I can't wait to go tell that. Then I almost have to write the hour around it to be able to get it up and get it out there. So it's frustrating to get that first one. And I'm more confident now in that I have the confidence. I've done it 5 times already. And I have the money for the first time in my life where I don't have to run out and go do something. A lot of comics now, you see guys who got a divorce and now they have to go out there and their act just gets really bad because people will go buy tickets, but they're just kind of finding it on stage. And I think that's not always good.
Disbelief. When you say first step of the next special is disbelief, you're saying you have no way, you don't know if you can get there. You don't even know. You've just trained for the fight. You've had the fight, and now you can't imagine going through another training camp. Can't even visualize it because it's a blank slate.
Yeah, I can't even picture what it would look like. What's in the room of training camp? Like, I know I can get there, but I just don't know. I can't visualize it. I really will just sit there with a blank page. I'll write a bunch of different subjects. What could I talk about? What are things I'd like to get into? Maybe I'll see a stand-up special that'll be like, oh, I want to get into this. And that will inspire me. And I just write as many jokes as I can until one of them catches me. And I'm wrong a lot. Where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to try this out tonight. And the audience is like, what are you fucking talking about? This is terrible. And that's fine. But go back and try it again.
They decide.
The line between brilliance and hack is so thin that you can think, oh, is this hack? I can't tell. And most of the time it's hack. One of my first jokes was, I had written it. It was, whenever I meet a pretty girl, the first thing I look for is intelligence, because if she doesn't have that, then she's mine. And I remember writing that joke and being like, this is hack. And then someone was like, no, this is brilliant. And then every time I told that joke for years, it always killed. And I was like, I can't believe I almost threw that away. Like, it was a friend had to tell me, no, this is okay. So jokes like that on that line, that's where I enjoy that a lot. And a lot of times I'm dead wrong. And I'm still surprised. 22 years in, I'll think like, this is going to be amazing. And the audience is like, they don't know that I finished the joke. It's so bad. They're still waiting like, and then?
Well,
and
that's
like,
one
no.
of your favorite feelings, is it not? Or no? Like the idea that you're keeping an audience off balance, I assume that you enjoy that.
I like them off balance, but there has to be, you can't just tell a bad joke to like keep them guessing. Like, oh, well, maybe the next one will be bad too.
I feel like Norm Macdonald did some of that.
Very different. He liked to waste your time and do the long street joke. He definitely thought it was funny when he was bombing. I think anytime I'm really bombing, I think about him saying he would think it's funny that this audience came out and paid all this money to come see him and they hate him. So he starts to smile, thinking about how funny that is, and then they see him smiling, and now they're really mad because they think he thinks it's funny that they hate him, and then it gets so much worse. And by the end of it, he's laughing. I do not smile. I'm like, oh shit, but there's no plan B.
When Norm Macdonald, I wonder what you think of this. He said, do you want to, I think he was talking about Bill Maher. There are a number of comedians you can do this with, I suppose. But he said, do you want to be a comedian or do you want to be a smart guy? Do you are you going to pick? Are you going to pick? Where are you philosophically on that?
Oh, I want to be a smart guy. Like Norman, and I love Norm Macdonald. He is my hero. He is one of my idols. We worked together on Last Comic Standing and did not get along. I took the job to work with him. Our philosophies were very different, and his criticisms of the other comics. He was a judge. I was the host. I was surprised by, and so it was just very different philosophically. All the respect in the world for Norm and what he did. It was amazing. I never try to replicate what he. No, not that I would change anything about Norm Macdonald. It's very different.
You didn't get along, though. You thought you were going to get along. You were hoping to get along, and one of your heroes.
I wanted to be best friends, but I think we were both, and we figured it out. But I think we were both a little disappointed in the job we had taken, and saw the other comedians on the show, and we're like, "Fuck, what are we doing here?" And so we were both not in the greatest of moods, and then would butt heads a little bit. Like I don't. Just because he's my idol didn't mean that I backed down at all. I kind of treated Last Comic Standing like it was my show, and no one else thought that. And so yeah, we were gonna butt heads, but that's okay.
It is okay, but I wonder if you're going in thinking someone's going to be your best friend. You're a loner. He's a hero of yours. I imagine a bit of an inspiration at least. And yes, of course, it's okay that you didn't get along, but it would have been better than okay if you had.
Sure, but it didn't make me like him less or respect him less. It was like this is an issue of mine and his. Like neither one of us had a lot of friends or was around people a lot of the time. But yeah, I think just right off the bat, I think he said something. I made fun of him for it. He wasn't happy about it, and I was like, I'm going to keep making fun of you because I took this job. And I'm not just going to sit here and let you take over. And that was it was a tough week. We did 8 episodes of that show. Yeah.
And neither one of you liked being there because you thought the show was going to be something different, or you thought this particular thing, once you realized it wasn't up to your standard, you're like, what have I done? Or
I think Norm and I thought this was going to be like the Norm. I thought this was going to be the Norm and Anthony show where the comics go and perform, and they're all bad. Like they're all like young comics doing 3 minutes. It's not like the comics were bad, but it was still all about them. And if the comics were really bad and we said something funny about it, then that whole thing was cut from the show because they only wanted to show the good comics. So Norm and I were like, what are we doing here? If we can't give our real opinion, you don't want anyone to be mean. And there's 100 fucking contestants. We were both just like, this is not the best use of our time. But by the end of that show, we were getting along. I worked at it.
John Stamos. I want to start with John Stamos, our esteemed roast master. John has a reputation for being a bit of a swinger. Did you know instead of an umbilical cord, John was born with a bungee cord? John likes the ladies, it's true. He has a one-track mind, and the traffic on it is pretty light. You know John Stamos, it only takes one drink to get him drunk, but he's not sure if it's the 9th or 10th. Or 11th. And Cloris Leachman is here. Cloris? Cloris, if people say you're over the hill, don't believe them. Why, you'll never be over the hill, not in the car you drive. And Jim Norton of here is, of course, probably one of the most colorful characters I've ever met. Colorful personalities I know. You're green with envy and you have a yellow streak down your back. Greg Giraldo is here. Now, of course, people always say that Greg's a bit of a skinflint, a little tight with a dollar. But I find him to be a real carefree guy. Yep. He doesn't care as long as it's free. That's what kind of carefree guy he is. No, but Greg Giraldo, I'm just joking him. He has the grace of a swan, the wisdom of an owl, and the eye of an eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is for the birds. No, but I kid Greg Giraldo. You know, if I ever need a brain transplant, I don't know if they have those yet, but if I ever need a brain transplant, well, I would choose yours, Greg, and here's why. It's not because you're smart. It's because your brain has never been used. Susie Essman, of course, is famous for being a vegetarian. Hey, she may be a vegetarian, but she's still full of baloney in my book. My best friends. I love Gilbert. And what I like about Gilbert Godfrey most of all is his neck. Doesn't he have a great neck, folks? Gilbert, your neck reminds me of a typewriter. Underwood. Oh, by the way, Gilbert, when you go to the men's room later, you'll see a sign that says, "Gentlemen, pay no heed, go right in." There's no room that says "scoundrel" on it. But now we come to Bob Saget, that's why we're all here. Bob? Bob, you have a lot of well-wishers here tonight, and a lot of them would like to throw you down one, a well. They want to murder you in a well. Seems a little harsh, but apparently they want to murder you in a well. It says here on this card. No, but Bob has a beautiful face, like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower. As you can see, he has wavy hair. It's waving goodbye on account of he's going bald. No, I think that Bob should join the Ku Klux Klan. And that's not because he's racist. He's not racist. It's just that he'd look a lot better with a hood over his head on account of his face. No, there are times when Bob has something on his mind, when he wears a hat. He thinks the English Channel is a British TV station and not a body of water separating England and France. Do you know that he has never slept with his wife? Isn't that odd? He says that it isn't honorable to sleep with a married woman, even though she's married to him. And Bob isn't the biggest sports fan. I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school. I took him to a ball game, and he came toting a double-barreled shotgun. You remember that? I said, "What the H is that for?" Bob said, I heard the Lions were playing the Tigers. You remember that?
Yeah.
No, Bob is not a sports fan. He thinks that the Kentucky Derby is a hat and not a horse race that they race every year.
Welcome back to Celebrity Jeopardy! Before we begin the Double Jeopardy round, I'd like to ask our contestants once again, please refrain from using ethnic slurs. That said, let's take a look at the scores. Sean Connery has set a new Jeopardy record with negative $230,000.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you, Trebek? What with your dago mustache and your greasy hair?
Look, what did I just say about ethnic slurs? From third Rock from the Sun, French Stewart in second place with negative $17,000.
I'm a late bloomer, Alex, and in Double Jeopardy, I'm gonna bloom.
Sure you will. And finally, back again, Burt Reynolds in a commanding lead with $14.
Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Great. Let's take a look at the final board. And the categories are potent potables, sharp things, movies that start with the word Jaws, a petit déjeuner. That category is about French phrases, so let's just skip it.
Hey, I speak a little French. You're an ass bite. Pardon my French.
My name's French.
Yeah, well, who gives a damn?
Moving on. Animal sounds, condiments, and finally, your ass or a hole in the ground. Mr. Reynolds, unfortunately, you're in the lead, so we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'll take the condom thing for $8,000.
That's condiments for $400. This condiment is made from mustard seeds. French Stewart.
The answer, of course, is onions. I'll take condiments for $800, thank you.
That's not the right answer. Burt Reynolds.
That's not my name.
Okay. Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, what do you want?
You buzzed in.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, well, that's your opinion.
I hate my job. The answer was mustard. Mustard is made from mustard seeds. Mr. Reynolds, it's still your board.
Yeah, well, why don't you give me ape tit for $200?
It's not ape tit. It's a petite, never mind. Let's just go to animal sounds for $600. This is the sound a doggy makes. Mr. Connery.
Moo.
No.
Well, that's the sound your mother made last night.
Okay, that's not necessary. Burt Reynolds.
Who is Scooby-Doo?
No.
Yeah. That was a funny dog, Scooby-Doo. He drove around a van and solved mysteries.
That is incorrect.
No, that's correct. I remember, you had a pal, Scrappy-Doo.
No. French Stewart. The sound a dog makes.
Who is John Cafferty in the Beaver Brown Band? Thank you very much. I'll take animal sounds for $800.
No. Good Lord. We would have accepted Bow Wow or Ruff.
Oh, rough. Just the way your mother likes it, Trebek.
Come on, that is way out of line. Mr. Reynolds, what are you doing?
Yeah, I found this backstage. Oversized hat. It's funny.
No, it's not.
Sure it is. It's funny. It's funny because it's bigger than a normal hat.
I see that. Get back to your podium.
Take a look at that.
Yeah, I see it. Go back to your podium. It's not funny. What's going on? Okay, let's just move on to Final Jeopardy. And the category is, you know what? I tell you what, just write a number. Any number, and you win. We'll accept any number at all, a 1 or a 2 or a 3, or how about a 4? It's that simple. I know you can do this. Let's start with French Stewart, who's grinning like an idiot. You look pretty sure of yourself. Think you've got the right answer.
Yes, I'm pretty sure of it, Alex.
Well, all you had to do was write down a number, and you wrote Threve. Combination of 3 and 5. Simply stunning. And you wagered Texas with a $ sign in front of it. I'm speechless.
No, I did not get the answers from anyone else. It all came from Mr. Stewart's noggin up here.
That's beautiful. Mr. Reynolds?
Yeah, don't bother. I didn't write anything.
Good work. All right. Finally, Mr. Connery. The category was numbers, and you wrote a letter V. Well, I tell you what, my friend. V is a Roman numeral, so despite your best efforts, you answered correctly. Let's see what you wagered. Suck it, Trebek. That's all the time we have. Good night. Would you get that off me?
Welcome back to React and Relax TV, guys, for another comedy reaction. Alright, so I'm going to be checking out this clip of Macdonald talking about space. Alright, can't wait to check this clip out. I don't know what he's going to be saying in this clip. Alright, so yeah, can't wait to check it out. So if you're new to React and Relax TV, guys, or before you leave, you become a part of the family. And to all my returning subscribers, guys, thank you for checking out this one. All right, so let's go.
But I looked on because I like learning on my Wikipedia, and I looked because I was wondering about fame, the nature of fame, because it's changed so much, you know? And when I was young, it was one thing, and now it's a whole different thing. And I was wondering how many people have been to the moon, like have actually walked on the moon. So I looked on my magic telephone, and I found out only 13 or 14 in the entire history of the world. You would think that would make you very, very famous. But no. The last guy who walked, now you'd think he would be famous for being the last guy to be on the moon. His name was Harrison Schmitt. Now, who ever heard of him? Meanwhile, he goes all the way to the moon, hangs around there for a while, and comes back. He's not famous, but a girl with a giant ass is famous.
I get what you say. All right. I get it, for real. You think everyone would know of him, right? Yeah. And you will be talking about more. What I'm saying, no. But a girl with a giant ass is famous. Not the man, not the last man who has been to the moon. No, not him.
Now, when I was young, a man who went to the moon was famous. and a lady with a giant ass, you'd go, can you stand over there? Because this is... Harrison Schmitt. So how many people that went to the moon do we even know? There was, we know the first ones. There was Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. They went Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. And even the third is hard to remember. His name was Michael Collins. And Michael Collins, in one of the just most unfair jokes, I don't know what it was, he got to go all the way to the moon, but not go on the moon. All the way to the moon, and then that little rope ladder, he wasn't allowed to go down. He had to stay in the lunar capsule while Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong went on the moon. And Michael Collins just looking out the window going, are those motherfuckers golfing?
Really? No, did he? Did he actually look out the window? I just say that. I guess he's just saying, you know. Maybe that's what he ended up doing. I don't know. But he's right, you know. You know, practically know mostly about like the first three, but yeah, I think those three are just about the three that I know of that been on the moon. Like, yeah, you think their name would be mentioned more, or they would be more popularized, or than the girl with the big butt, as Snob would say.
Good God, they're golfing. Wait a minute, they got a dune buggy now. I was only allowed to bring so much, and they brought dune buggies. This is... I have to keep up a good face, I guess. And then Buzz and Neil, I'm sure they were nice guys. They didn't want to hurt Michael Collins, you know. So they probably went back, you know, to the lunar capsule, you know, and Michael Collins was like, what do you think, guys? What was the moon like? What was it like? And they were like, It's all right if you like that kind of thing, I guess. I prefer the lunar capsule myself. I can't speak for Buzz, but I really do like the lunar capsule.
Man, that is hilarious. It's just a good one. It's a little short. I don't know. The clip is a little short, but I wish it was a little longer because I know that's not the whole routine. But the clip that I'm watching, that's where it actually stopped, I guess. Yeah, I was looking if there was a longer clip, but I didn't see any. Alright, guys, but as usual, now Miss hilarious and big sense out of nonsense as it is. I was really getting into the clip right there, you know, sure, and it just done like that. But like I said, anyway, I did enjoy the little that I see. I hope you did as well. Alright, and don't forget to live, love, laugh, and to learn. And I will catch you in another clip, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
No, I used to hang out with Norm Macdonald a lot. Me and Norm were really close.
God, I loved him.
And we used to go play tennis. And after we'd play tennis, we'd go into like the 7-Eleven. And we'd always do this thing where we go, okay, we're going to go in together. And each of us has to point at one item and make a joke about it. And it was really hard. Like,
so hard.
like people think making jokes as a comedian is easy, but it's not. But I'll never forget Norm did this. It's the only one I remember. But I pointed to, you remember those things, animal crackers?
Yeah.
And I pointed to the animal crackers, and Norm just goes, that horse cock didn't taste very good.
There's a lot of guys who sort of all of a sudden are like real big
Everyone's
players.
doing
Norm.
pretty well,
Norm
yeah.
got his own TV show.
Norm's doing well. What?
What?
Do you hang out with Norm, or is it impossible?
It's pretty impossible because he's crazy.
He is.
In L.A., I call him and he goes, I go, what happened last week? I called you to go on. You called me? And I go, yeah. On my phone? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, I got that. I go, well, you didn't call me back? No.
And he's serious.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And yeah, I know. Like, I have him on the
I
show.
love him, though. He's the funniest guy around. I think you need to be kind of crazy to be really funny.
He is very funny. I love him, too. And he has a gambling problem, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling us
That's no
how
secret.
he was all excited that he had $80,000. He won $80,000 in Vegas, but he had lost like $100,000 on basketball.
Right.
And that's on nickel slots. That's how serious he is.
Did you always know he had a gambling problem?
Mm-hmm.
You did. When did you know that? At Saturday Night Live?
I first knew he had a pee in a bottle problem.
Right.
Remember that? You always talk about
Yeah, it's
that.
great.
And then I
Does
knew...
he still save his urine? Do you know?
I don't know. He used to put it in Ziploc baggies, sign it, and send it to fans.
Is that true?
No.
Oh.
But he did. He would take... After Saturday Night Live, they give you a car, a limousine, if you want to go to the party, and he would take it to Atlantic City.
Really?
Yeah. He's a hard ass. He's hardcore, dude.
I know he'll
couldn't
even
do
get into
it.
fist fights.
And then he'll stay at a table for hours and hours.
What do you think of that?
I feel lucky.
And then you don't even know if he's married or single. It's never really clear.
I don't know, but I know girls like him. He's when you're that something's that wrong, they pick up on it and like it.
They like the tragedy of that.
Fixer-upper, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna make him a regular guy.
Right, but it never
I
worked.
don't know if Norm still tours. You'd be a good compliment for Norm, man.
You don't think I'm too much, too similar?
I don't know. I think it'd be funny.
Jeez, he's my hero.
I think it'd be work. Yeah.
I'd be blown away.
Yeah, the guy's amazing.
Never met him.
Very funny. Well, just it's such an impressive stand-up to see live. You know?
Yeah.
Because you think right before he goes on, I opened up for him for about a year, and after we did Dirty Work, and then he always think like no matter where you are, you think like he's not going to make it. Like he goes, he's holding his stomach. He goes, I can't do this, man. He goes, I'm not going to make it here. I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. I want to quit. Like, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And you got to push him in front of the microphone, and then he does an hour and 45 and like destroys. Doesn't take the mic out like this, like and then he just leaves.
Yeah. I saw him at Caroline's when I was broke. I was poor. I wasn't even in the club, so I had to pay the real fee. You know, I couldn't be like, I'm a comic. They didn't know me.
I know.
And
you mean the fair prices over there too?
Yeah, right. I spent like $70.
That's great when you're broke.
Yeah, and I went and saw him, and he was killing, and he got heckled in the middle of the show, and he's drinking a Coca-Cola, and he just goes, "It's dead silent. There's tension. Like, what's he gonna say?" And he just goes, "I don't know what to do about that," you know. And then he goes back to the act. I've never seen anyone handle a heckle like that.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Now sometimes I just go,
Funniest guy on the planet.
No, he really is. He's up there. He's up there. He's very, very funny. He's a fun guy to talk. See, doing the road with a guy like that is fun for the late night conversations that last till 6 a.m.
Right.
About show business, about who he hates.
Yeah.
Like you start talking about who you hate.
Yes.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's the funnest stuff.
Oh, and who sucks and who you hate and this and that and the other thing, and then of course
stories. I got two good Norm stories. Good. My first comedy club gig ever is in Catch a Rising Star, Princeton. And Norm Macdonald, this is 1990 or 91. Norm's done a few local talk shows in America, small time, but he hasn't made it in America. He's kind of got a little following, but now he's starting to headline in America at comedy clubs. This is at a time where in New Jersey, if you weren't telling dirty nursery rhymes wearing a leather jacket, you weren't really interesting to anybody. But here's Norm, this goofy Canadian accent, really telling these long, weird bits for 8 shows. And he probably bombed 3 out of 8 shows. Whenever he killed, he would kill, when it was a sophisticated crowd, he would get him and he would kill. He would just go backstage, he'd pull out a deck of cards, and he'd make me and Rich Voss play poker with him. When he bombed, Norm would go to the exit and say goodbye to every single person who left. Just to be weird and make us laugh and be awkward for the people. He would thank everyone for coming after he bombed.
Serious?
He was such a nut.
I love that. That's a committed person. But that's what I love.
You were Norm's assistant? And I was Norm's assistant, and I wish I could like go back to You those got any days. Norm stories? Yeah, I hear this is my best Norm story.
Yeah.
So I went to the guys would like take me out, like Keckner and Norm and Spade, and they're all fucking gems, like really, really nice guys. They were always so nice to me, and I think they liked having me around because I was like a young kid, and I would laugh, you know, and I was just in fucking heaven. Like, so they'd take me out. They took me out one night, and they were getting drunk and whatever. And so I meet this Australian girl, and you know, we go back, fool around, whatever. And I come into work the next day, and I turn to Norm, and I go, I gotta tell you something, man. I go, and don't tell anybody. And he goes, oh, yeah, I won't tell anybody, you know. And I go, like, last night, I went out with this girl, the girl at the bar. She goes, she snorted cocaine off my cock. Like that. And I was like, I don't know, I'm 20 years old or whatever, you know, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm in the city for the first time, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And he goes, wow. He goes, oh my God, that's crazy. Cocaine off your cock. And I go, but don't tell anybody, you know, 'cause I don't want anyone to know. Like, and so then maybe like, I don't know, 5 minutes later, the fucking UPS guy comes in, you know, with the packages or whatever. And he's like, oh, hey, Daryl. And he's like, hey, Norm, how you doing? He's like, hey, you see this guy right here? Guy likes to get cocaine snorted off his cock. And I was like, you know, now I wouldn't be embarrassed, but I'm fucking mortified. I'm like, I'm going to get fired.
Yeah.
And he did it. He did it for like 3 months.
To everybody.
At any point, like I'd be standing there with the jokes. He'd be like, Jason, go get the jokes. And he'd be smoking on the hallway, and he'd be like, no. Because, you know, he fucking had like a really high bar for jokes. And fuck that. I'd be like, oh my God. And then there'd be like a page standing next to him. He'd be like, hey, you know, Jason? Guy likes to have cocaine snorted off his guy. So fucking funny. He did it to my mom. He said it to my mom once.
No.
Yeah. And then I remember because the other part of the job was that I would work the door at the parties. And my mom came down for the party.
At the after party.
The after party.
Yeah.
And she, and I was trying to keep Norm away from my mom so he wouldn't say that to my mom. And of course he goes, you know, Jason likes to have cocaine. Snorted off his cock. And my mom was great. She goes, well, I bet you do a lot of weird stuff too, Norm.
Can you share some of the stuff?
With Norm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you have with Norm?
It was just, he reached out. He was a big, when people were going through it, Norm was one of the guys that would always reach out. And yeah, that was it. Just reached out. He sent me some cool stuff about like, Funny will win.
Yeah.
That was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
that's
was
amazing.
like, there's a war right. I don't want to spill the beans on a nice thing, but it was like,
You guys had a private thing.
yeah, it was cool.
But
and
he
it
was
ended,
very supportive
yeah,
when you were
and
going
he
through your
spoke
stuff.
like poetically.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it ended, one of the messages ended with like, in a war for comedy, I think the ones with jokes will win. And I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Norm Macdonald is king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
amazing.
in no way has to do that.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
To reach out, you know, especially at that time, I thought was really cool.
It was 2 years ago. I mean, he had,
Yeah, as he's battling something, no disrespect,
Yes.
way worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, hey, you need help?
I was with Adam Egget most of the time in Austin. The guy, you know Adam?
Yeah. From
And-
the store, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So me and Adam went to the Cowboys-Eagles game, and we were hanging out, and the whole time, because he was best friends with Norm.
Yeah.
So he was like
Yeah.
going through it, but he went through it the same way as like we just talked like Norm the whole time. Like the whole game, we were like, you must have. Yeah, you got hit pretty hard. You know what's worse than getting hit like that? Blood cancer. It's no good, that blood cancer. It was like that the whole time. It was great. I hope that wasn't sharing too much for Adam.
No.
But it was fun. Norm's the best.
Yeah.
Well, it was, but he died of fucking... right, I forgot he fucking vanished.
Yeah.
Norm.
Yeah.
Classic.
Years old, right? And I'm 16 in the audience. And then I got to become this huge fan of Norm. And he was Norm. But back then, there wasn't a lot of people doing stand-up like Norm. Like, there wasn't this sort of angle of sort of this absurdity to it, this sort of... It was more of a structured, down the middle way of doing stand-up back then. And so Norm was this sort of, it was a curveball. Yeah, this sort of curveball, and we just couldn't get enough of it. So every time we was in town, we'd be down there. But Howard Wagman told me this story about Norm, and the first time he came down to do stand-up, at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa, and he got off stage and he was disappointed in how it went. Norm was. He said, "I'm never doing this again." He walked down the street. Howard Wagman chased him down Spark Street in Ottawa and said, "No, that was great. You're coming back." And he made him come back, and the rest is history.
I was on a plane with him accidentally twice.
Nice.
Twice.
That must have been amazing.
Twice on two separate occasions. Just totally random. We sat next to each other on the plane, like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And the last one, it was so funny because he was telling me about how he quit smoking. Yeah, I quit smoking. It's fucking, turns out it's real bad for you. Like, this whole thing about quitting smoking. And we're talking about it, like, how hard was it to quit? This whole thing. The moment we land, he walks into the gift shop, buys a pack of cigarettes, and he's lighting them before he gets out the door.
Yeah.
And I go, "I thought you quit." He goes, "I did, but all that talking about it made me want to smoke."
Yeah, it's probably all an elaborate setup, right? He probably was planning it the whole way.
I don't know.
Who knows? He probably doesn't even smoke. He was just doing it as a gag. No, he was.
Did you know he was sick?
I didn't know.
No, me either. You said you had two stories. There was what's the other one?
Oh, so he'd invite me over to SNL once in a while to play poker on off nights, on Monday nights or something. And to watch him play poker while watching Monday Night Football and a baseball game, like he was a gambler.
Right.
And I guess somehow one time I found myself on a tape night on a live SNL. I'm in the hallway with a bunch of pages, writers, basically plus ones filling out the hallway. I don't know if I'm sure you've been up there enough to know that where the reception is, there's a lot of hubbub.
Right.
You can go to the dressing rooms this way, and to the right is the studio, and makeup, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I believe Rosie O'Donnell was hosting SNL, and her very best friend Penny Marshall was there to support her. Penny Marshall, at the height of her movie director swag, is walking through the hallway with her head down, sunglasses on, baseball hat, doesn't want to be bothered. Treating all these basically writers and NBC employees and me and Norm as big-timing us, pretending we're just looky-loos out on the street, right? Just doing a celebrity don't bother me moment. Flyby, thank you. And Norm picks up on it, and he just starts pointing and screaming, "Laverne! Laverne! Laverne!" And she didn't look up. She never knew it was Norm. She was just gone.
Oh, my gosh.
And, of course, the whole hallway's falling down. Like,
I wonder if he's doing it.
He did Last Comic Standing. He was the only honest judge. He would tell comics they were hacks. It was awesome. The comics hated him. Joe List did it, and he goes, "Joe, you're a very good writer." And Anthony Jeselnik goes, "Hey, Joe, that Norm just called you ugly," which is such a great line.
Damn.
But, oh, my God.
I met him twice, and the first time I met him was I was doing this comedy-style competition at Caroline's, and it was the Final Four. It was me, Dan Soder, who eventually beat me in the final two. It was me, Soder, Nick Cobb, and Adam Newman.
Wow.
And Norm Macdonald was just chilling in the crowd, watching.
Damn.
And he couldn't have been nicer. He was so freaking nice to all of us.
Yeah.
Complimenting our acts, being like, "Man, I could never do this type of thing,"
Ah.
So cool. And then the other time I met him was on Last Comic Standing when he was a judge, and I got eliminated in the first round. I had a pretty good set, better than a lot of people who moved on, but it's NBC. Let's face it.
That's how it goes.
But I remember I had one joke that Norm singled out and goes, "That joke is gold." And that to me was like, it was, to me, I didn't even feel that bad. I got locked off because I was like, Norm Macdonald, who is the judge that I connected to his work the most, it was Roseanne and Keenan. I connect to Roseanne's politics, of course, but no. But it was Roseanne and Keenan Ivory Wayans, and like obviously I love In Living Color, but Norm, I'm a comic. Norm was the guy I connected with, and the joke he loved was I said, my last girlfriend was a hoarder, and she broke up with me, which stings extra hard. I'm like the one thing she can get rid of. And he said he loved that joke, and then I got Keenan kind of digged me in the last comic thing. He said, I like some of your jokes, but not all of them. And I said, well, I loved all your scary movie films. And I got a huge laugh. And he said, I only did the first 2. And I was like, all right. I remember I saw Norm in like the food.
Yeah.
He couldn't let it pass. He couldn't take the L on that one. I knew I was out after that.
Right.
And then I'm walking through the thing. It was like a break. I guess they were taking a break, the paid audience. And I see Norm and he goes, I really like that you dug it.
Oh.
So that was a special moment.
He's
for
the real
sure.
deal. He really is.
Yeah, I think he could tell. And I said I met you once at Caroline's, and I told him I really.
Because my story with Norm is not, it doesn't start out great, because I did Last Comic Standing in 2000 and whatever, it never aired. And I did my joke, and I did well, and it was him, it was Damon Wayans and Roseanne.
Yeah.
And Roseanne liked me. Damon Wayans, he was like, not, he was just like, yeah. He just like smiled and laughed. I think he said right on. I don't know what he was just like barely there. Like he wasn't, I don't remember anything either way. And then Norm was like, how many years have you been doing comedy? I'm like, 4. He's like, what? It takes 10 years to be a comedian. What are you doing here? I was like, ah. And I remember that was the biggest gut punch I got in stand-up. And I remember being at the Hilton by where they shoot all those shows. By where is that? Universal City?
Yeah.
That area?
Yeah.
I was in the Hilton and I was just like I couldn't even eat. I was like, this is horrible. And I spoke to one of the comics I was staying with at that point, and he was like, last comic standing. He's like, you go in there and they pay legends to tell you not to do what you love, which is kind of what. But I got over it. I kept doing it. And then he became a fan of us later on and a lot of shit we were doing. And he was right. You know, I was a 4-year, 5-year comic then. It's like, you do need more time to mature.
But he used to, speaking of Spade, when we did, we all staying at the hotel in Boston, this nice hotel, and one day we were just sitting in Spade's room because he had a big room,
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there, and then suddenly the door rings, and it's like $800 worth of like steaks and stuff like that. And then Spade's like, I don't think I ordered this. No, goes, I ordered it. I figured you said you were hungry before. And he's like, and he would do it all the time. Spade, and then Spade would just be like, so funny along, like, yeah, I don't know if I wanted to pay for everybody's eat. These people I don't even know. Like, yeah, I figured we'll have you're hungry. Everybody's probably hungry. You guys are hungry. You just be sitting there and you eat like the steak, like just cut it like, like cartoon technique.
Yeah, right.
This is good steak.
With his oversized T-shirt.
And it would play off each other. Watching them was like one of the funniest things, like watching a TV show.
I was writing like bad sketch jokes my like first year in LA with a friend of mine at the Coffee Bean. I don't even think it's there anymore, across from the mall. And it's late and they're about to close down. And in walks Norm Macdonald. And the girl says to me, who I'm writing with, this girl that I worked with at a production company, she says to me, she goes, oh yeah, you know who that is, right? And I go, holy fuck, holy shit. And she goes, that's the Bob Dole guy. I go, the Bob Dole guy?
Oh, I would have ripped her eyes out.
I mean, I was like, it's fucking Norm Macdonald. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, I know, I forgot his name. I was like,
Oh,
what?
God.
So we sit there and I'm kind of fanboying out and I'm just kind of, like not trying to face him, and he's ordering coffee and I keep kind of looking over just to like, cause you just want to get a glimpse. Cause when I'm 22, I just moved to LA. I was like, fuck, holy shit, it's Norm Macdonald. He comes near where the coffee is. He looks over. She's a pretty girl. Okay. And obviously doesn't see me at all. Doesn't know I exist. And he's kind of trying to talk her up a little bit. He's like, what are you guys doing? And she goes, oh, we're writing sketches. And he goes, oh yeah, I know a thing or two about sketches. And both of us were like, yeah, no, we know. Like, and I started stumbling. I'm like, no, I'm a fan of your sketches.
Right. Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go next door. I'm gonna get a Steinbeck novel. Barnes and Noble. There used to be a Barnes and Noble. He goes, yeah, I'm gonna get a Steinbeck novel. I'm laughing, thinking he's just making jokes. And he goes, I'll be back. Okay, I'll be back. And he walks out, and I'm like, whoa, how fucking cool was that? Hand to God. He comes back in with a Steinbeck novel, and sits down by us, and just starts talking.
Oh my God.
I swear on my life.
Oh my God.
It was almost like you started a Norm engine, and he just wanted to talk. So he just started talking and talking and talking and telling stories. And I shouldn't tell it. Like, I don't want to fuck it up, but the best story he told, I said, what was your most like secret fun thing that happened at SNL that like, like what was some inside shit? And he goes, Smigel and I, Robert Smigel. If you don't know who Robert Smigel is, he's Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. He's the voice and the genius behind that. Smigel's a fucking phenomenal genius writer and comedian. He goes, Smigel and I, we used to write sketches for Tracy, because we knew Tracy Morgan. We knew Tracy, you know, he was bad in table reads. He couldn't read for shit. You know, he's a fucking stumble through words, you know. So one time we wrote this sketch that we knew was going to tank. Lauren hated it. And we showed it to Tracy anyway because we knew he had trouble reading. He had someone helping him read. He had bad time with S's. So we wrote this sketch about this guy who's like a gay animal handler named Brian Fellows. Do you remember that sketch?
Yeah.
Brian Fellows? And he goes, if you look, the best part for us was it was Brian Fellows, apostrophe S, Safari Planet. It was 3 S's in a row is the sketch that we pitched. So in the room, even though the sketch was bad, we knew Tracy would go, Brian Fellows, this is Brian Fellows, this is Safari Planet. And we knew we would crush in the room. He goes, and everybody lost it. He was like, the sketch was terrible. But Tracy would go, Brian Fellows, this is Safari Planet. And Norm goes, he goes, that is the funniest thing. We used to fuck with Tracy all the time. And dude, I was like, my heart was filled with comedy warmth. This is the most wild part. Again, I don't believe that this happened. To myself, I'm going, this is a lie. You're making this up.
Right.
But she's my proof. We walk out when they finally close the doors. After they're like, Mr. Macdonald, you can stay. You know, the Coffee Bean kids are sitting just listening. We all walk outside, and he starts taking off, kind of headed north on La Cienega. And as a joke, my friend goes, do you want to ride? Are you walking? And he goes, no, I don't want to get in the car with you. And we start laughing, and he goes, okay, shotgun. And he comes and runs, sits in the front seat.
No.
I swear to God on my life.
Oh, my God.
Her car. I'm sitting in the back seat, and he's showing us where to go, and we drop him off at his house, and at this complex. And he gets out, and he kind of opens the door, and we didn't say anything the whole car ride.
Right.
We just listened to him going, left here, right here. And he gets out, and he turns and looks in the car, and all he said,
or tattoos, like of me as Joe Dirt. They send you, a lot of you get a lot of tattoos of stuff, like things you say or photos or whatever, or they send me ones of Farley or whatever. So this guy sends me he's got Norm of all morons on his hand, Norm Macdonald. So I text Norm, I just send it to him. I go, hey, you have fans. And then I put in parentheses, fan. all we know is for sure this one guy. And then of course, like days later, David, hello, it's me, Norm. How are you? Have you ever texted with Norm?
No, I haven't. No.
Times 1,000. He just goes, he waits days, and then at 3 a.m, hello? I go, Norm, what are you doing? Are you answering me from 4 days ago? Is that what you're doing? Dave, it's Norm. Do you like money? Yes, Norm, I like money. Why? Would you like to have more money than all your wildest dreams? Yes, I would. And then an hour later, would you like to walk into a dealership and point to a car and then just buy it? I go, of course. How? And then 3 hours later, bet the over in the Blackhawks game in the first quarter. First period or something. I go, oh, okay. Too bad that game was 6 days ago, you fucking idiot.
When Norm Macdonald, I wonder what you think of this. He said, do you want to, I think he was talking about Bill Maher. There are a number of comedians you can do this with, I suppose. But he said, do you want to be a comedian or do you want to be a smart guy? Do you are you going to pick? Are you going to pick? Where are you philosophically on that?
Oh, I want to be a smart guy. Like Norm, and I love Norm Macdonald. He is my hero. He is one of my idols. We worked together on Last Comic Standing and did not get along. I took the job to work with him. Our philosophies were very different, and his criticisms of the other comics. He was a judge. I was the host. I was surprised by. And so it was just very different philosophically. All the respect in the world for Norm and what he did. It was amazing. I never try to replicate what he did. Not that I would change anything about Norm Macdonald. It's very different.
You didn't get along, though. You thought you were going to get along. You were hoping to get along. And one of your heroes.
I wanted to be best friends. But I think we were both, and we figured it out, but I think we were both a little disappointed in the job we had taken. And saw the other comedians on the show and we're like, fuck, what are we doing here? And so we were both not in the greatest of moods and then would butt heads a little bit. Like just because he's my idol didn't mean that I backed down at all. I kind of treated Last Comic Standing like it was my show. and no one else thought that. And so yeah, we were gonna butt heads, but that's okay.
It is okay, but I wonder if, you're going in thinking someone's going to be your best friend. You're a loner. He's a hero of yours. I imagine a bit of an inspiration at least. And yes, of course, it's okay that you didn't get along, but it would have been better than okay if you had.
Sure, but it didn't make me like him less or respect him less. It was like, this is an issue of mine and his. Like, neither one of us had, a lot of friends or was around people a lot of the time. But yeah, I think just right off the bat, I think he said something. I made fun of him for it. He wasn't happy about it. And I was like, I'm going to keep making fun of you because I took this job. And I'm not just going to sit here and like let you take over. And that was, it was a tough week. We did 8 episodes of that show. Yeah.
And neither one of you liked being there because you thought the show was going to be something different, or you thought this particular thing, once you realized it wasn't up to your standard, you're like, what have I done? Or
I think Norm and I thought this was going to be like the Norm. I thought this was going to be the Norm and Anthony show where the comics go and perform, and they're all bad. Like, they're all like young comics doing 3 minutes. It's not like the comics were bad, but it was still all about them. And if the comics were really bad and we said something funny about it, then that whole thing was cut from the show because they only wanted to show the good comics. So Norm and I were like, what are we doing here? If we can't give our real opinion, you don't want anyone to be mean, and there's 100 fucking contestants. We were both just like, this is not the best use of our time.
Okay, good. You're going to show both of us how to cook something fantastic today. Is that correct?
We're going to do the most amazing red mullet with some fennel orange, and on the back of how bad you were last time, this is going to be cooked in a bag.
Okay, we're going to cook this in a bag.
Yes.
You are known, you clap your hands a lot,
Yes.
you yell at people, you're intimidating. This is going to go very badly.
It's nice you two guys. Now,
All right,
come on.
very good.
Right, first thing I want you to do is to segment an orange,
All
okay?
right.
Norm?
Yeah?
Wakey, wakey. Okay.
Well, no one else in the world says segment an orange.
Yeah. Okay. You just cut the edges off. That's what you want, right?
No,
you want
you already started the wrong end. Look, that's the bit there.
All right. Well,
So
okay.
just top and tail it like that. Look, come on, wake up, stand there.
I'm up to 4 segments. Well, you didn't tell me a number of segments.
No.
He wants the edges off, I
What am I
think.
supposed to do?
Hey!
Right. Okay. Norm, so go from there, look, all the way round.
Yeah.
Yes?
7 minutes of
Okay.
audio will play for this
Now,
whole hour.
All the way there. Once you've gone all
Between
the
you
way
two
round.
guys. All right, here we go, yeah.
Conan, pay attention, please.
Yeah,
Watch.
all right, I'm over here. I got my own orange going.
Okay,
All right.
watch. All the way round, so we're taking off the skin.
all right.
From there.
You're not teaching me, you're
No.
just showing off.
And then from there, that's a segment.
There you go. All right.
Basic.
Cheerio and
Left
chop
and
chop.
right.
There we go.
Off you
All
go.
right.
Now watch your fingers.
I'll
Now.
do that.
All right.
And then after that?
All right.
Okay.
Now look at this. Mine's pretty good over
Sure.
here. There's some
Sure.
sections of skin still, but what the hell?
Where's the orange gone?
And it's like 1 in the morning. Who, you know?
We'll forget that one. Right, fennel. Okay. Here we go. Now with the fennel, okay.
All right. Whoa,
So
okay.
push it off and just slice that down nice and thin.
That I
okay?
can do. That
okay.
looks. See, that was explained.
Watch your
I
fingers.
segmented another one.
Where's the segment?
What?
Where is it?
I threw it over there.
Oh, jeez. Okay, look.
All right, I'm doing well, Gordon. I will
That's
be
the
the
good
one.
part. That's the inside part.
Right. Okay.
All right, stop yelling.
Okay. Okay.
sorry, go.
Right. That's great.
All right.
Now from there, take your bag.
All right.
Okay. Now we'll do one each. Okay.
Why would you become a cuck?
Come on, Norm. Keep it together. Okay. It's not that bad. Big boy.
Okay, all right.
The word chef.
Chef,
All right.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
chef. You're right. I'm sorry.
Ladies cook.
I
Okay.
know.
All right. Whoa.
Right. That's a joke. Oh. All right.
No, you're
Okay.
Hey! We can bleep out the swears, but when there's this going around, I can't do anything with that. What the hell was that?
I was waving.
All right, so we got the vegetables in the bag.
Okay, right, fennel.
Fennel. The fennel goes in the bag. That's what you would need the bag.
I need.
Stop it!
Okay.
None of this will air.
Okay.
We're going to show an
Okay.
old F troop in this
Right,
section.
so, fennel.
All right, fennel in here.
Okay, on
By
there.
the way, there's a bottle of booze.
Oh, hey.
No one is supposed to be following me.
All right. So we
Oranges.
put oranges in
Okay,
here.
And then
This
from
is a
there,
mess.
red
Okay.
mullet.
Red mullet is a kind of fish.
No, knife doesn't go in the bag.
No, I got you.
You'll slice someone's throat open, Norm.
Yeah.
Okay, right. From there, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, olive oil.
Okay, little olive oil, little
Now,
aglio de oil.
now from there, now watch carefully, a little bit of seasoning. Okay.
Whoa, okay.
Norm, you're making me feel dizzy standing there looking busy. Right, here we go.
I'll tell you one thing, man. I'm not eating this in years. I just want the
Why are we even having a cooking segment at this point? Why would there even be a cooking segment? Why would anybody even have a cooking segment with you people?
Here we go.
Ridiculous.
No, right here. Right, fold the bag over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice and tight.
All right.
Okay. And then from there, twist the paper so we
Twist the
seal the
paper.
ends.
All right.
Nice and tight.
Dad, I hope he's
Nice
a
and-
magician.
Nice and tight.
A bird's gonna come out. Yeah, all right, here we go.
All the way,
right.
all the way round.
All right.
Okay.
Chop, chop.
Now, from there, a little hole.
A little hole.
Okay. And then from there, pour a little bit of wine in there.
It's a big waste of wine right there, buddy boy.
Okay.
All right, right
and
in
then
here.
from there, turn it round. Okay.
What?
Come on, no. You're gonna be tight. Tight.
He does it and then goes, look what Norm did.
Because it's nice and tight.
This is not going to air. This will never be seen by anybody. This will never be seen by anybody.
Just concentrate.
We've learned. Okay, what does it look like at the end? Oh,
Right.
look, it just came out magically from a pan.
This is how it's cooked. As it cooks,
yeah.
it steams inside the bag, okay? Then you rip it open, and there you got a beautifully steamed red mullet, orange, and fennel.
It never gets better than that. Do it exactly the way we did, using the same language and the same obscene gestures. Gordon Ramsay, Norm Macdonald, my apologies. I'll be right back. Leland Helm is here.
God himself told me that OJ is guilty. That he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. That is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you.
Dude, he just never lets up.
so
dedicated. Oh, yeah.
It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people."
You can see the setup coming. Some jokes write themselves.
Yeah. Oh no, OJ has struck again.
Oh my God.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Billy Collins.
Matt. OJ.
And this is Magician.
And the Jock.
With
the young Jock.
There he is. Well, who do we have today?
This is a reaction video.
It's a reaction shocker.
This is Norm Macdonald constant shitting on O.J. Simpson, which he was ruthless on the Weekend Up. Wasn't the Weekend Update?
Yeah.
Also at the ESPYs, like Norm, one of my favorite people.
I 100%. His humor is just so on point, but it's like one of those ninjas that would just sneak up on you. You don't know it's going to be funny, and shit, it's funny.
Damn ninjas.
Ninjas.
I don't know if OJ's going to think it's funny. But
Yeah, well.
OJ, that was before us. When was
Yeah,
that?
I was
When
gonna
that
say, like, I
trial?
might
not know all these references.
95?
I mean, we were young. Do you remember? when
No, I
that was
remember.
all- was
Yeah,
that
I remember the
everywhere?
Bronco chase, the helicopters flying over above, chasing him.
You're
I
like,
remember
holy
the
shit.
verdict when it came out too. They played
The
it.
glove doesn't fit. You must have quit.
Must have quit.
When Tim Tebow played for Denver, they're like, this is the most famous white Bronco since OJ's van. Or since his car. Here we go.
Potential jurors for the O.J. Simpson case were asked to fill out a 75-page jury questionnaire this week. In the entire state of California, only one person got a perfect score. Xiao Ming Wu, who after the trial plans to attend Caltech. By the way, you can now purchase a bronze statue of the Juice for only $3,395. And for an even $5 grand, you can buy one that Al Cowlings has kissed the ass of.
Who's that?
I don't know who that is.
O.J. Simpson's new fitness video was released this week, and hitting the shelves next week, Simpson's newest video, Dwarf on Stalking.
All right, in the
God, I wish I knew some of
in the
these.
comments, if you guys can add some clarity to this.
Well,
Billy,
Dorf
go
on like he was stalking Nicole, and Dorf was a golf. Remember, Tim Conway used to have Dorf on golf, where he would actually like a little person, and he would walk.
Dorf, athlete extraordinaire. Conway shows his form.
I think I blew a tube on this.
That was on TV.
Huh?
Wait, amazing. Who's Dorf?
Tim Conway. He was a comedian from the Carol Burnett show. So that, I mean, that's how dated this is. But
Gotcha.
Dwarf on
Dude,
Golf.
no, that's hilarious. I really
that's
wish that
Dwarf
was
on
on TV.
Stalking.
The crowd is torn.
They're torn because
According to retailers, the most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses, or treat. And the Pope came out with a book this week, which contains a series of essays examining faith and morality in today's secular world and the changing role of the Catholic Church as it approaches the 21st century. The book is entitled, God Himself Told Me That O.J. is Guilty. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did. In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. You don't get worse luck than that. And O.J. announced this week that he's coming out with a new book called I Want to Tell You. And if it's successful, O.J. will work on yet another book entitled From Football to Prison, My 25 Years of Showering with Other Men.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, in honor of the 50th anniversary of their first publication, Random House will be releasing special commemorative issues of many Dr. Seuss classics. The first to hit the bookshelves will be Green Eggs and Ham and O.J. is Guilty. Judge Ito was interviewed this week by a local TV station in Los Angeles, asked by the interviewer if it was appropriate for a supposedly impartial judge to be on TV with his case still pending. Ito said, maybe not, but how appropriate is it to kill your ex-wife?
He just never lets up.
So dedicated. Oh yeah, no,
It was revealed today that O.J. Simpson told police that Nicole Brown Simpson used to beat him up. He also claimed that she and Ron Goldman killed him. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, we want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people. Well, let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do. Well, O.J. Simpson's lawyers stopped feuding this week, finally. The Dream Team, F. Lee Bailey and Robert Shapiro, were able to put aside their differences and express their admiration for each other after O.J. threatened to cut their heads off.
I'm missing a trend. That is Norm humor to a T. Just deadpan. And today in news, someone was murdered.
Yeah.
It's just.
I wonder if by this time, obviously, people caught on that he keeps doing OJ. Like, I bet it's in the news saying, like, you got to stop doing OJ bits.
I was wondering.
I wonder if that's what makes it even funnier.
I was
Like,
wondering,
oh, he's going to do it.
How much editorial or how much control he had over what they were going to talk about.
I think sometimes Norm was known to when
He
they
was
said
eventually
back
fired
off.
from it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He, that's when he would push the pedal
Yeah.
down a little bit more. And go, okay,
So that's
well,
why
I don't
it's
care.
even funny because you know he's been told, "Hey man, can you please
Tone
lay
it
off
down."
this?"
According to the National Transportation Safety Board, sleepy truckers are responsible for 1,000 deaths a year. In In second place, O.J. Simpson, 2 deaths a year. It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people."
You can see the setup coming. Some jokes write themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tomorrow, Judge Lance Ito will take O.J. and the jury on a tour of the now famous crime scene. For the jury, it will be their first look at the actual location. Of course, for O.J., it will be just a case of been there, done that. Judge Lance Ito was happy with the jurors' field trip to the crime scene last week. It went off without a hitch, said Ito. Not one murder. O.J.'s pal Al Cowlings now has a 1-900 number. For $2.99 a minute, Cowlings will tell callers that O.J. is innocent. And for $3.99 a minute, he'll try to do it without laughing. And this week, Simpson defense lawyers questioned witnesses about a half-melted container of ice cream found at the murder site. The Simpson defense has seized upon the ice cream for 2 reasons. 1, it may help fix the time of the murders, and 2, it was the only thing in the murder scene without any of O.J.'s blood on it.
God.
To illustrate the point that their client is running out of money to defend himself, O.J. Simpson's lawyer said this week that if he had to do it over again, after killing his victims, O.J. would now rob them as well. Is that why you find trouble? Was O.J. Simpson high on speed the night of the murders? Absolutely not, said defense attorney Johnny Cochran today. And a simple test of any of O.J.'s blood found at the crime scene will prove it.
That's a good joke. That's good. That's a good joke. That's good. What a shit-eating grin he had.
And O.J. pal Al Cowlings said this week that in looking for the truth in the O.J. Simpson case, he sometimes talks to a picture of Nicole Brown Simpson, something that in the past would have gotten him killed by O.J. F. Lee Bailey said this week that if the defense only knew what Ron Goldman's last words were, they might be able to find the real killer. You know, if you ask me, Goldman's last words were probably, "Hey, you're O.J. Simpson."
Huge fan.
Oh no, O.J. has struck again.
Oh my God.
And in court this week, Cato Kalin testified that O.J. Simpson did not appear angry before or after the period of his wife's murder. But Kalin admitted he could have been a touch edgy while he was actually murdering her. Hertz Rental Car Company announced this week that it will buy 520,000 vehicles, increasing its worldwide fleet 24%. In addition, they will try to find a new spokesman who won't kill his ex-wife.
Oh, God.
This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, "There it is, I've been looking all over that."
Dude, this is like this is like machine gun jokes.
Yeah.
Like, there's been so many.
And a new shocker in the O.J. Simpson trial. This afternoon, Judge Lance Ito dismissed yet another juror, a 45-year-old African-American male, for failing to tell the court that he had once worked for Hertz Rent-A-Car and that he had once held Nicole Brown Simpson's glasses while O.J. killed her.
Lorne Michaels is like, God, this guy.
Oh my God. Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into 2 camps. Those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. A bad week for the prosecution of the O.J. Simpson trial. Under intense cross-examination by defense lawyer Barry Scheck, LAPD crime expert Dennis Fung admitted that he may have contaminated the crime scene when he accidentally dropped a big bucket full of OJ's DNA. Our top story tonight, this week in the O.J. Simpson trial. After grisly photos of the murdered Nicole Brown Simpson were shown in court, O.J. turned his head away and wept. It was at that moment that he realized he would never be able to kill her again. Well, in a questionable move by the defense team this week, O.J. Simpson demonstrated how to stab two people at the same time.
Questionable move. That should be a meme.
Remember 12 Angry Men, the classic courtroom drama? Well, the first film about the O.J. Simpson case is in the works. It's entitled 9 Angry Black People, 2 Scared Asians, and a White Guy Who Hasn't Spoken Since Rosa Lopez.
What, they about the jury, I guess?
Testimony during the final week provided some spellbinding moments. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have heard his case when he suddenly blurted out, "Hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat."
so corny. So stupid.
Well, the turn of the century is over. Late yesterday, the fate of O.J. Simpson, the most famous murder suspect in United States history, was placed in the hands of the jurors. They must now decide whether to free him or get all their heads cut off.
That just brings back all those memories of court TV watching the whole trial. Cause
So you followed, like it was.
yeah, it was like one of the first mainstream court cases you could view. Johnny Cochran would come out. He's so animated with the stuff, like the cap and the putting the glove on, and you see OJ with this. You can see his hand like literally going real big, trying to put this glove on, and it's like
I know so little about the case. I mean, no, the glove doesn't fit. It must have quit.
Yeah, that, and then like all the jurors would fight. That's the Kardashian. That's where
Chris' arm around you right now.
It's nice. I feel so comfortable.
It's like, come on, I'm over here, dude. Because I was about to say the Kardashian.
Yeah, the father was one of on the Dream Team, so that's where his fame came. And actually, I think there's rumor that the Kardashian girls are actually OJ's kids. So it was like a whole big thing.
That would explain the athleticism.
So, does everybody think he did it, or like?
Yeah,
I know these are jokes. But
right.
like,
There was a joke in there where he said it's divided. Remember that? Because there was like half people didn't want to believe it and said, "Oh, he was
and the other half
innocent."
didn't
The
want to
other
get their
half
head
was
cut
like,
off.
"No, he's
How can you
guilty."
create a jury? I mean, he's so famous, everyone's going to already have an opinion about it.
Right. So, if I remember correctly, I'm about sure they went through the jury selection was a long,
Probably took forever.
to do
Yeah.
because Johnny Cochran would be, we don't want them. We don't want this. So it's almost like they kind of built the jury.
That's a Cowboys fan. We can't have him on.
Yeah. And
yeah.
So
it's like I don't know how long they built the jury, but I know how many jokes.
And
he
they
had.
kept like
So,
dismissing
it had to have been
jurers
long.
throughout the case because they would say something or something would
That
come
was
out.
the thing where it's like OJ's fifth jury asked. He's like, OJ's back at it again.
Yeah.
So do people think he's actually like? Do people think he's innocent?
I'm sure there's people out there today that think he's innocent. I mean,
What did you think when the verdict came out?
Oh, I was shocked. I was shocked because I mean I don't really care. I just knew O.J. Simpson. I was too young. I was too young to know O.J. as a football player when he was with the Bills or
One of
even
the
at
greatest
USC. And,
college running backs.
yeah,
Very good
I mean,
NFL running back. Too.
you know, but I knew him from the Naked Gun movies and from the
I've
sideline.
seen that. Yeah.
The sideline reporting and stuff. So I was like, man, I don't want him to be guilty because this is like you see him in the hearse jumping over the suitcases and stuff, and you're like, man, he's an entertainer. He's not flamboyant, but he's very
Yeah, no, he's more than. It's like Mike Tyson who does
Yeah, you're
more
like,
than
man, I don't want that.
Yeah. He's someone you look up to.
I mean, the closest thing we can think of is probably Aaron Hernandez. And he wasn't as big, but remember that came out. Like he just signed like a $30-40 million deal.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I guess so.
You're like, no way. But I mean, he was not anywhere near as in the spotlight.
No,
as
and that was a
OJ.
pretty big situation, like you said. But the OJ thing was just huge. I mean, everybody just sat around. people were playing out in stores over the loudspeakers.
Really?
Like,
What was going on in the country? Like, was there was there other stories?
That was
where
what was that? 95. So that was Clinton. So I don't. I think. I
was 3.
I think Yemen was. We just blew.
So
Yemen just blew up a ship.
Did Bill Clinton hook up with that chick, and did OJ murder his chick? That was the tabloid.
Yeah.
fodder.
So it was.
It was a great time to be a tabloid writer.
But yeah, it was an incredible time to witness all that stuff. And
Well, guys, let us know. I know there's viewers of
Very
this channel that were
yeah.
probably tuning in just like Billy was. So where were you when you got the verdict? Do you think he did it?
If he's guilty, or say give us a thumbs up. If he's not guilty, I don't know. Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, for sure.
But do us a big favor, subscribe to the channel.
Smash the like button.
And we'll see you on the next video.
Peace.
So Ford Bronco?
Mm-hmm.
Still a sick car, right?
Oh,
the new one, you got make sure you don't get the Sport. Get the big one.
Well,
First of all, I can't get either.
I would get the 90, 91 to 94, the big full size. That was.
Do you know it looks good? That 99 Civic.
Bro, that shit, when they said Tim Tebow is the most famous white Bronco since OJ's car, that was the funniest meme. 5, 4.
I hate fake humility.
The idea of like somebody being good for the cause or the resistance or whatever. First of all, that's meaningless. The fucking, you know, you got to go back and look at all that Norm Macdonald shit. You know that interview Norm Macdonald did where he was like, "Oh yeah, everybody thought Hitler was hilarious prior to him running the power, you know, or like getting into power. There was comics about him, and everyone thought he was a big joke. And then he did the Holocaust. So there goes your notion of comedy being powerful.
Yeah, that's
like-
the one where he's like,
Norm rules.
If you
man.
tell
He
me
gets everything
one,
right.
if you tell me one socially relevant joke that's funny,
That's
I'll
also
give you $1
funny.
million.
Norm fucking rocks.
If they're like, what about all this identity-based comedy like Aziz and Amy Schumer? He's like, yeah, everyone expects comedians to be modern day philosophers, which I think is really insulting to modern day philosophers.
Yeah, people go to school, study philosophy.
He's like, you're not a philosopher because you try to fuck waitresses.
I know, man. Norm
So
fucking
good.
rocks.
He's the best.
Have you
man.
seen the new special? I haven't finished all.
I
of it.
haven't seen
was
it, but I
so
heard it's
stoned.
good.
It was good.
And they dropped retard like 4 or 5 times in the article.
That was, by the way, that was
Pretty
the funniest
dope.
part of Norm Macdonald getting in trouble for whatever.
Is in the apology.
In the
He said
apology,
Down
it's like,
syndrome.
you'd have to be someone with Down syndrome not to feel sorry for victims.
Real bad sexual abuse.
I do too.
Rape, everything.
Yes.
And they
It
go
destroys
through.
their
It destroys their life. They're never the same.
Oh, of course not.
Their whole bodies shake at the thought of it. Some of them even black out when they think about this thing. It's horrible. So
I know that, and of
yeah.
course, you know, you'd have to have Down syndrome.
not to know that.
My new word.
Down syndrome. Right. That's a good word.
You'd have to have Down syndrome to not feel sorry for, you know. Of course, I have. Me too is what you want for your daughters. You know what I mean? And
He is our guy.
He's a champion.
He is our guy.
He's a fucking champion.
He's the best stand-up
Look,
in the
once
world.
the smoke clears from all of this shit and it's okay to rape girls again, they should build a statue for Norm Macdonald.
Well, he didn't rape anyone.
I know he didn't rape anyone, but
He's
to say
actually
that-
like you. He's like anti-horny.
Of course, but he's like that.
Nah, he's horny.
The-
He's just ashamed of it, like Nick.
No, to do that in apology is masterful.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because he knows exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he
sure
knows
of
what he's
it.
doing.
I
knows
think
he-
he's kind of removed enough from society. I
No,
had a
no,
long
no.
conversation with my friend Max about this, but yeah.
Well, if you had
Yeah.
a conversation
Yeah. Oh,
with Max.
yeah, I
we
didn't
don't
realize-
have to talk
of
about
course.
it.
I didn't realize Max already settled
Max
it.
weighed in.
Yeah, we can talk to Max about it. We bring Max on the pod.
This motherfucker said like he literally talked to Norm. It's like,
Yeah, no, we already had a long time. Me and Max
we talked about it.
Me and my landlord
my
already figured this out.
Me and my landlord. No, his mom is my landlord.
Anyway, well, at least you guys got to the bottom of it.
No, we randomly talked about it for 40 minutes, and he's like, "Oh, that's so calculated. Like Norm knows that that's going to piss people off, and his fans are going to think it's hilarious." And
But
and it did piss people off, and his fans
did think it was hilarious.
Vis-a-vis me,
Yeah.
and Stavros.
He's
think
the
it's
best.
hilarious.
Yeah.
He's
I
the
mean, to
best.
throw that in his
I'm-
apology.
That's my new word, Down syndrome.
That's my new word. I'm gonna start using that.
What an apology. Unbelievable.
And then he had a third apology.
Did he?
I think he fucked up again.
That rule.
Yeah.
He should just see how much he could fuck up, because who gives a shit, right?
Well, part of the interview, the first interview, made me think that maybe he wasn't doing bits and he is kind of removed from society. Like when
Yeah.
he said that he doesn't know racism, he didn't know racism existed until he saw the new Sacha Baron Cohen show.
I love Norm,
Which was
but I
like,
also do think
okay.
he is out of touch as hell.
Yeah, I mean, he's in comedy clubs 250 nights a year. He's like constantly, like or gambling.
Also, the thing about Norm Macdonald, like I read his book, and even though it's like a fictionalized thing, it's like that motherfucker like grew up in a farm in like in
Canada,
rural ass
yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
Like his life is close. His childhood is closer to like the Great Depression than like living in modern
well,
society.
I think some of that was like hammed up for.
I know it was, but
Yeah,
still, I mean, I don't think it's literal. But he did grow up in like
His book is
rural
so
Canada in
fucking
like
good.
the what 40s, 50s. Like how old is he?
I don't know.
What if it comes out too?
No, later than that.
This Norm Macdonald is threatening Seth Simons on the.
What does he say?
So Seth Simons goes same energy, and he posted a picture of the Joker and Donald Trump, which is like,
God.
Oh my God!
You fucking
I
loser.
know. And fucking Norm Macdonald wrote, "Hey, you fucking piece of shit. It's you that's the Joker, a failed stand-up that kills someone who got a TV show. I cannot wait to meet you, and I will."
Damn, dude.
That's so sick.
That is awesome. Norm's just like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck.
Is it really my fault? 'Cause you try to hit me with your pity till I can't. And then it's about to go down. We're here to stay and run this town. Bring in the heat, bring in the energy. We're the queens of the festival, can't you see? We're the queens of the festival, here to rule the stage. Dropping beats and make your body engage. From sunrise to sunset, we're taking it all. We're the festival queens standing tall. Ooh, yeah, ooh. From dawn till dusk, we command the crowd's gaze. Every beat, every rhyme sets our souls ablaze. With swagger and style, we own this domain. In the realm of music, we reign supreme, no chain. Feel the rhythm pulsating through your veins. Our verses ignite, fire never wane. With each lyric we spit, each move we make, we carve our legacy, leaving jaws to quake. We're the queens of the festival, here to rule the stage. Dropping beats and make your body engage. From sunrise to sunset, we're taking it all. We're the festival queens standing tall. Ooh, I get it. Ooh. No crown needed, our all's the crown jewel in the kingdom of sound. We never play the fool with beats as our scepters and rhymes as our decree. We're the sovereigns of rhythm for all to see. So bow down to the queens as we own the night. In the kingdom of music, we're the guiding light. From the first note to the last, we'll always be the festival queens, forever wild and free. But I still push on. Got me changing my ways, trying to fix it.
I'm still figuring out what's going on. I'm looking at Ashley
Is that
Judd, and I can't help
Mark
it.
Norm Macdonald?
No.
No.
That could be a new character.
No, it can't. They're too similar.
Yeah, there's not
they
enough.
really sound similar.
Come on, Adam.
They
you
don't
know the
sound
formula.
similar. They fucking
Their jokes are similar.
they're both comedians.
They're both observational.
Yeah.
comics.
Well, how would you even do that? Try that out for a spin, Adam.
I just do like a Norm joke, and then I'd say "kidding." Or
Kidding.
something.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, you're right.
All right. I don't know.
It's not good, but
It's not good,
but it's
it
functional.
works. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I'll give you that, and also give you 5 3/4 of
Yeah.
something else.